lot of things that a security driver needs to know in order to be called a security driver. A security driver needs to be a set of skills that will eventually lead to the classification of a competent security driver. And he needs to be able to understand and to do several things at a time. He needs to be able to understand the mechanics of his tool, the car, the physics that are applied to it, not necessarily down to the last equation, but it's very important to understand how the vehicle will react in any given situation. Two, needs to know a lot about situational awareness. Why? Because the earlier you detect a situation, the more time you have, and the more time you have, the more distance. And this is something that applies to security drivers more than any other profession probably in the world, is time is not as relevant as distance. Every second means distance that you're going to travel through that time. Whether it's you're too late, that distance is going to get you closer to the kill zone or to the X where something's going to happen. Or if you detect in time, that time will mean distance that you're going to be able to put in between you and the assailant. This video that was sent to me by a good friend, another real good professional, a guy I respect a lot. We don't know what happened prior to this video. Something happened that made the driver of that truck realize that there was something wrong. Now, another thing the security driver needs to understand in terms of security, not only the situational awareness, which that happens in time, also you need to understand the motive. Before you can understand what's going to happen, you need to know the motive. This truck is empty. The box is empty. There's nothing to steal. So the motive needs to be different, more dangerous probably, because when the motive has got to do with money, it's not usually as dangerous. So he knew the motive. He knew that threat existed. And the moment that van went over the speed bump, if they go through the speed bump, it's not like they're trying to pass you just because they're desperate, something's wrong. That's going to be a moment to pay attention. He brakes immediately at the speed bump. He does not take any time to think about it. And that's the other thing. Remember, System 1, System 2, go back on some of the videos that we've posted that we explain very well how your brain works in this type of situation. He knew that was coming for him. So he stopped, and then he did one of the maneuvers that we do over and over and over in our courses. And if you've come to our courses, I've told you, if you've been with me or if you've been with any of our instructors, you've learned that this is one of the most important maneuvers to learn. It's called the Y-turn. What do? You stop, you recognize the situation, you stop in your tracks, you reverse into whatever opening you have, and you turn around and you go. Forget about the J-turns, forget about all those Hollywood type of maneuvers that are done sometimes in these type of situations. If he tried to do a J-turn here, most probably he would have crashed into something. A Y-turn will allow you to make a very, very elegant reverse back and forward without hitting anything, without disabling your car. Remember, preservation of your vehicles, preservation of your life, and get out of the situation as fast as possible. Great move, great decision-making, great situational awareness. He knew what he was doing. So let's learn a little bit from him. I'd love to hear your comments as usual. If not, I'll see you here next time.